Hey everybody, it's Kenneth again. Nice to see you again. Tell me if I'm wrong, but it seems like that more and more solo artists are releasing music at the moment, which is probably because electronic audio gear companies enable us to produce our own music at home. We don't need to rent a studio. We don't need to have band members actually. So we can produce everything that we imagine at home. I'm one of these examples. I decided to go solo as well with my project Unkenny Valleys. The thing is just, as soon as you have produced your own unique sound at home, you try to figure out how you can perform this sound on a stage in a live situation without having band members, because not everybody is in the lucky situation to have friends or the company of musicians to perform in a live situation for no money. Then they won't play. This is at least my situation, so I need to go solo and I don't want to carry around too much gear like big amps or a PA system, or I don't have a driving license, for example. I cannot rent a bus to drive around, and even if I had a driving license, maybe I don't have the money to do so. So what will I do? In that case, I'm a pedal nerd. I like effect pedals and I don't want to perform with a laptop on a street or not even on stage actually. So I try to figure out a solution for that case. I think there's a very good possibility to use just a few effect pedals and 2 loopers on stage and to perform as a one-man band. My power supply in that case is battery based. And I want to show you how I decided on choosing my gear. I tried to find equipment that is not expensive. So don't expect the most amazing high quality sound here. It's more to give people and your audience an imagination of what you are sounding like. And as soon as you are going bigger and as soon as you can perform more professional and maybe also with band members, then you can upgrade your gear. But I want to show you a light, a mobile and actually easy way to perform as a one-man band with drums and bass and with your sound without using any preset stuff. So I hope you enjoy this video. Let me know in the comments below if you have any ideas in addition. I would really love to know your thoughts on this. Well, so if our plan is to perform live without band members, without carrying heavy stuff, without having a PA system, and also without having wall sockets, then we need to create a special pedal board, which is small, handy, light, which you can carry around, and yeah, for sure, which is battery based. We need a drum machine, I guess. Yeah, and if we want to have an own sound, a unique sound, something that we imagine in our heads, so then we will also need effect pedals that are flexible. I'd say multi-stomps. So we need to downsize a lot. Alright, my vision is to use a pedal board which is not bigger than this one. It's 60 centimeters long and I think like 30 or 40 high. It's enough space to put pedals on it. It's by Harley Benton. It's called the Spaceship 60. In the end we will put everything on it, but first I want to do everything separately. So what will we need? Yeah, we'll need a power supply for all the pedals, for sure. So this is here the power supply by Jojo, the power supply 5. This power supply is able to function without a wall socket, so it's based on battery. It's very amazing. What was also very important for me is that it has an USB input. So with this USB input I'm able to use a USB mixer, This mixer here by Roland, it's a Go Mixer, has 3 inputs for a microphone, for guitar and any other instrument like a keyboard, or in our case for a beat machine, or if we don't use a beat machine, we can also use a looper. Because I was using a Beat Buddy by Singular Sound, or you can also take a Digitech S-Drum, which is also a beat machine that you can use for one-man band situation. There's also the Joe R06 OMB, which stands for One Man Band. It's a looper and a drum machine as well. But all these beat machines are, if you ask me, not that flexible, you know. The Beat Buddy is flexible, but it's very complicated to use. It has its own software where you are able to program own drum sounds. And the Jojo and the Digitech S-Drum, they all only have preset sounds, you know. So if you're not that much into programming your own drums with a computer, you could choose these units. But if you would like to use your own sounds and in your own DAW, I would really recommend to use a simple looper that has a micro SD card possibility or a mini USB port, because that allows you to put your own waves on it and you can skip through them live with your feet using this foot switch here, the FS3X foot controller by Digitech for the Jamman Solo XT. But I bought this on eBay. It's a custom-made one and it fits much better on my pedalboard. But I think it's also very affordable to ask electronic professional to do the same thing. There are also videos on YouTube how you can build this on your own. It's much cheaper than buying a foot switch for 30 bucks or so. What we also need are these power DC plugs. And as you can see, oh my god, it's a special plug size you need for this Jamman Solo. I would recommend to buy yourself a Boss RC3, which is a looper very similar to this one. It's a bit more expensive than the Jamman Solo, but it has the regular jack size 2.1 millimeters here on the inside, and this one needs a special plug. It's 2.5 millimeters, and so I bought here an adapter to make it work. Let's turn this thing on. Alright, it works. You can also turn the light off here. Alright, so here you can switch through the banks. You can also do it with this foot switch. Alright, so this is our beat machine now. We will need to connect this one with a small jack cable here. Let's do it like this. And this goes to our mono input here, beat section. If we want to use this, we will also need some power. It's an USB mixer, so we will connect it with this mini USB cable to this usual standard USB input. Alright, so our mixer works. This is the master switch here. What will we need? So if we want to play guitar and we want to use our own sounds, we need effects. I would recommend to use your favorite distortion pedal maybe, if you like distorted sounds. I would say we like distorted sounds, so I take this Distortion DF7, also by Digitech. It allows me to choose between 7 different distortion sounds, so I'm very flexible with that, and I also have EQs here that allow me to form the sound just the way I like it. If we want to play bass, we will need a bass guitar, but we can play a bass guitar at the same time, so we will maybe need an octave pedal that allows us to tune our guitar 1 octave down. I will do this with a Pitchfork here, because the sound of the Pitchfork, if you tune it 1 octave down, is very accurate and doesn't sound as worse as the Boss Octaver pedals. So if you have any recommendation here for a very, very good octave pedal that is very stable 1 octave down, please write it in the comments. We would really love to hear it. So here you can switch between 1 octave up or 1 octave down. We will use down. 100%. It goes right in front of our distortion pedal for sure. And then we will need some effects like delay or chorus, modulation effects, you know, reverb. I would use Zoom MS50G for that case, because everyone who has tried it so far knows how powerful it is. It has actually every effect on it that you will need to experiment. So this is already a very cool and powerful pedal board, and it's very flexible, you know. So you have here a beat, you have a bass, and you have a guitar with very much effects on it. If you want to use some vocal effects as well, I would recommend the VE20 Vocal Performer by Boss, because you can switch the sounds just by your feet, and you can switch through presets you have set up. The only thing is, it's for our mixer we need a jack cable. So I bought this impedance cable, what is useful if you have low ohmic microphones and high ohmic jack sockets. And so we will connect it here, and we will connect this with our microphone input. So like this. I hope you can see that. We will for sure connect all these pedals with this one power supply, which is very risky because it may cause some humming sounds if we don't do this correctly. If we want to loop our bass guitar or our guitar sounds, we need another looper. And this is the reason why I bought the Jamman Solo XT. I use two of them because they have a jam sync option. So what means when I have 120 BPM here, it will automatically send this information to the other Jamman, and I can sync these two pedals when it comes to the tempo. That is very powerful, but I found a better solution. Let's say I play a beat from this unit, and this tempo will be sent to this pedal. I can record some new stuff here, but I cannot record new music here when let's say I play just a single wave file. My pre-programmed or my pre-produced beat is on this thing here, and it has 120 BPM. I won't be able to switch to another section without causing any problems on this side if I just want to use it as a looper. I hope I make this kind of clear. It's very hard to explain if you haven't used it. What I recommend is that you do not use this TRS cable to sync them. What I really recommend is to make a setup here. You can set up the tempo, and you can pre-program what BPM number you want to have. And I would recommend to do the same thing here. Maybe let's say the same bang. Maybe you have bang 2 here and you preset it to 109 BPM. You should do the same thing on this side. What means as soon as you record here, it will automatically be exactly 109 BPM like on your beat unit. That's very easy to use and flexible, and I will show you this in an example later. Alright, so the main fact is I wouldn't use the sync option, just preset the tempi in both units, and you will be safe to loop in a very cool and correct way. Alright, so we have now our perfect one-man band setup. Our guitar goes, as soon as we have the looper here, we can plug it into our mixer as well. Here it is, and that's actually the setup. I will now build everything together to demonstrate it, but before we do so, I want to tell you what kind of amp we will use. I bought this Dokken Define Bluetooth speaker, which is very powerful in the basses, and it's very loud. So we won't use the Bluetooth option here. We can connect it to a simple aux cable, to a stereo cable, you say. And where's the output here? Here's the monitor out, and in the end, when we turn it on, we will hear, just let's do it. We will try if we can hear anything. We can hear something. So this is our setup, you know. This is where the sound comes out, and if I hit this switch, wait for it, my beat comes. And I can turn everything off with this switch, so this is amazing. It's perfect for my live situation. As you can see, I programmed or I recorded in my DAW the whole backing section of bass and drums, because I will play synth sounds on my guitar and I won't be able to play drums and bass for the show. So I already programmed it here, but I will loop a lot of stuff with guitars on this looper section, and I will perfectly be able to play alone. So, I have here a stereo jack cable in it, so it's a split cable, yeah. So this is stereo, goes into mono jacks. One jack goes directly into my beat looper, which is connected to my sampler, and the other signal is connected to the single coils, and the other mono side of the cable goes into my Pitchfork, which is connected to the rest of the guitar effects. So, as you can see, it's already working, and this is working as well. I have also some synth samples here. For example, I could play also a pre-recorded beat here. I can also switch through the banks here to another sample. Yeah, here is just a rhythm on it, or just a hi-hat rhythm. I can this is just an example, so I can switch through banks and use it as a beat machine. I had set up this sample for the guitar here to the tempo 146 BPM, so it's exactly in sync with this beat here. But they are not connected with the jam sync, so they are just set up with the same BPM rhythm. And here are some vocal effects. I can switch through them whenever I like. I can also hold this switch here, and while performing I could just skip through them. Alright. Okay, I can record guitars for example, but I will start with the bass. Here I have made a preset so that I can use a louder, clean setup for the bass. Let's try this. One, two, three, four. So this would be my bass, for example. And this is my guitar. I can stop this part, so if I don't want this shitty bass, I don't have to use it, but I can use it again and again. So, well, I can stop everything here. I can stop this by hitting this twice, so this would be my one band setup. Sorry for this song. Alright, I hope you could get some inspiration for your own one-man band live situation out of this video. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel. If you want to know what's going on behind the scenes, I'm very active on Facebook and Instagram. I also have a top 5 playlist there with shoegazy music that I really like during my weeks. You can submit for this playlist if you want. Just go on my Submit Hub page and send your music there. And if you would like to show people that you are a shoegaze fan, you can also get a SHOEGAZER shirt on my Pitchfork Bandcamp page or on my TeePublic merch shop, where you can also buy cups or smartphone covers or t-shirts of every size and every form. Just check it out. And if you haven't done it so far, I also have a Spotify playlist which is called Supersonic Sugar Shock, where I share all the shoegazy modern music I found during the month. And I think you could like a lot of music there, so make sure you follow this playlist as well. Alright, it was nice to see you again, and I hope I see you next time. Goodbye.